Quinnen Williams, his brother's the bigger name. Quincy's an all-pro linebacker.
Very good.
They need help everywhere. And to me, if the Jets are in sell mode, Breece Hall's the sexier name. I get that. He puts up the fantasy numbers. Quincy Williams might be the more valuable asset that you can actually get something.
I'm all over that one. Him and Patrick Queen together,
yeah,
that's pretty good right there. Look, Quincy is an absolute dynamo. Just check on his health and make sure he's good to go as far as his longevity is concerned. Go ahead and see if you can make that happen.
Those are very good.
Yeah.
I like all those, to be honest with you, Peter. As we talk about the Steelers and we talk about the Bengals, I want you to hear this. I thought it was fascinating. I was watching Bruce Arians on Pat McAfee's show yesterday and talking about the situation in the AFC North. Just listen to what he said.
This was supposed to be the best division in football. Mm-hmm. They got one team with a winning record of 4-3. All right, that's not good. And they got to play each other. 9-8 might win the division. Whoever wins the division gets to come back next year. I think the other three are probably looking for a job.
Okay, so I think he's mostly kidding, obviously, right? He's just trying to be cheeky, and that's fun, and that's sort of the vibe of the show. But I think there was sort of also an underlying thread of interesting. You know, like in Baltimore, they've been chanting about the coach, and in Pittsburgh, we know how long there have been questions there. I mean, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin are among the longest tenured head coaches in NFL history. Do you think we could be seeing the end of one or both of these eras?
I mean, I think it's possible. I would tend to hedge. They would make them make moves in their organization before those two. But when you're talking about teams that aren't winning when it counts the most, right? Like Harbaugh comes into the season. People talked about arguably the best roster in football, and they have a slow start. Now they turn it around, different kind of. But Tomlin, he highest paid defense. There's a defensive team. They run the ball. They stop the run. They play good defense. None of those things have come to fruition. They go get a 40-plus-year-old quarterback to save their season. It feels desperate, and they're not playing as well as they need to be played.
Specifically, you played for John Harbaugh in Baltimore. What is your sense?
Well, I would say the same thing about both of them is they're both CEO, manager types, and that doesn't seem to be the problem. Like, these organizations aren't like a mess. Like, there are on-field issues that, particularly the defense with the Ravens has gotten a lot better, but I think both of these coaches have shown an ability to adapt. If there is something to fix the thing that needs to be fixed. Don't just throw out a coach because you haven't achieved what you expected.
I always remember Jeff would always sit at this desk whenever we talk about head coaches on the hot seat and say, who are you going to hire?
That's
Who
right.
are you going to replace them with?
Exactly
It's easy
right.
to say get rid of somebody, but who are you bringing in? And is there any guarantee that the new person will get this team where it has to be? So.
Obviously not. And I understand what you're saying, and I think both of them would become immediate hot commodities if they were to leave. But I want to put this full screen up, Cindy, if we can, just to give everyone a sense. Sometimes change just comes. These are the longest coaching tenures with one franchise in NFL history. I want you to sort of look closely at these names, because the only ones above Tomlin and Harbaugh, there's only one of those on this screen, Bill Belichick, who coached in this millennium.
Yeah.
All the rest, I mean, Curly Lambeau's literally 100 years ago. Steve Owen, these are, what I'm trying to say is tenures of this length just don't happen in the NFL. They're not going to coach forever.
I mean, I think that's an excellent graphic to show that this is unique, but it doesn't mean that's a bad thing.
No.
Like, I think that saying that other teams don't do it, like, who are these teams that you're trying to emulate?
Yeah.
You don't want to emulate these teams that's turning over a new head coach, sorry, Greeny, every 3 years or so. That's not something that you want to copy. So, like, I think it's very hard to find this type of stability. If, for some reason, you feel like they've lost the locker room, that's a reason to change.
Yeah.
Because your fans are mad or a little upset, or because one side of the ball or other is not achieving what you expect, throwing out everything and starting from ground one when you have stability doesn't always make sense.
Quick final word.
A couple weeks ago, people were really high on the Steelers. Like, okay, Aaron Rodgers is doing just enough. And the defense has faltered. These players, they say they love playing for Tomlin, play better.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. You're getting paid a lot of money to be better.
Yeah, someone has to win it. And the point that he made, 9-8 might win that division, it absolutely is going to.
Steelers Nation, gather round, because today we're staring at a crossroads. Not just another Sunday, not just another game, but a moment that could define this season and the identity of this team. The Steelers came into 2025 with high hopes for the secondary, signing Darius Slay to a one-year, $10 million deal after his Super Bowl win in 2024. The idea was simple: bring experience, leadership, championship pedigree to a revamped back end and restore the defensive brand we expect in Pittsburgh. But through the first 8 weeks of the season, things haven't gone to plan. Slay, who was supposed to be the stabilizer, the veteran voice beside rising stars, has instead become part of the problem. Missed tackles, blown coverages, miscommunication, some of the hardest words for a Steelers veteran to hear. Reports now suggest Slay may be on the trade block, a move that would signal more than just a change in personnel. It would signal an admission that the offseason plan for the secondary didn't land the way the front office hoped. Pause for a second and let that sink in. The Steelers didn't bring in Slay as a rotational piece. They brought him in to lead. They gave him the contract because they believed he still had something left. And yet, the tape shows the opposite. Per Pro Football Focus, he's allowed a high completion percentage, over 300 yards, multiple touchdowns when targeted. The problem isn't just that he's older, 34 years old, in a league that emphasizes speed more than ever. It's that his play has exposed the deeper fault lines in this roster. The younger corners, the communication breakdowns, the schematic hesitation. And when the man you counted on to settle that group is now seen as part of the challenge, the ripple effect hits every part of the field. But let's be clear, this is not a verdict on the franchise. This is an opportunity. The Steelers are at the edge of decision-making. With the trade deadline looming, the front office and coaching staff have to decide, do we stay the course and hope things correct themselves? Or do we shake things up, admit we were wrong, and reset? Reports indicate Pittsburgh might be shopping Slay, exploring younger, faster options. For example, players like Tariq Woolen, L'Jarius Sneed, even others. The message is loud and clear. The standard hasn't changed. If you're not performing, your role is in jeopardy. The Steelers built on accountability long ago. They're not going to abandon that now. So what does this moment mean for you, the fan? It means you're witnessing something real. You're seeing a team confront its expectations versus its reality. You're seeing leaders, rookies, and veterans all face the music. And you're seeing a franchise that once again chooses action over talk. The path forward is not easy. The fix-it plan will require quality backups stepping up, schematics adjusting, communication tightened. It will require younger corners embracing the next man up mantle, and veterans who still play answering with the kind of play that earned them their spots. But it can be done, and the ingredients are here. Let's talk against the backdrop of what the Steelers still have. They still have Jalen Ramsey, who Mike Tomlin has made the clear CB1. They still have rising star Joey Porter Jr., still learning, still growing, but capable of elite-level play. And they still have the legacy, the culture, the fan base that forgives adversity when it comes with consistent effort and response. The Steelers' defense doesn't have to be perfect overnight. They just have to show up, fight, and improve. The trade chatter around Slay might feel alarming, but take it as evidence of unwillingness to settle. That's progress. Now imagine 2 months down the road. Pittsburgh has made a move, the secondary has stabilized, the pass rush is back to form, and the team is trending upward instead of sideways. That's the narrative we should chase. Not because the team was flawless, but because it refused to be complacent. This is the kind of story Steelers Nation can rally around. When the critics say the blueprint failed, we'll say the blueprint evolved. When they say this team folded under pressure, we'll say they remodeled and responded. When they say the window closed, we'll say the fight opened. So here's the ask. I want to hear from you down below in the comments. Do you think the Steelers should trade Darius Slay? If yes, what type of cornerback fits the next wave? Young and fast or veteran and savvy? Do you believe this defense still has the gear to reclaim its roar this season? Smash the like if you believe the Steelers aren't done yet. Hit subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire if you're with the standard, if you're with the fight, if you're ready for the comeback. Because I believe we're not watching a collapse, we're watching a reset. The season isn't over, the identity is not lost, the standard still stands. Steelers Nation, let's go prove them wrong.